Past the halfway point, Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to pass Michael Waltrip to put him a lap down, and Michael not giving it up easy, hanging on.
He was trying to do that when we went to break, so you can see Michael's got a good car. Junior's going to have a tough time passing. We see these two guys still battling. They're swapping this back and forth. See, Greg Biffle's literally right down on the very bottom, and he comes on to pit road there. You see how close they can be. You remember back to the first race here, Dale Jr. was coming to pit road, and someone, Jamie McMurray, running on the bottom of the track. He didn't realize that and ran all over Junior. These guys are pitting awful early, Andy.
Yeah, this is kind of surprising. I'm not sure why they're pitting so early today.
Greg Biffle hits his marks good and well, and that's a good thing because he's battling his brakes right now. Has been easy on them the last few times around this track. Half a round down on the track bar. Car is just a little bit loose. 4 tire change for Biffle, and keeping an eye on those brakes that are important every time you go into a corner.
Biffle away. While we were away a moment ago, Juan Pablo Montoya came in, as did Casey Kane. They made pit stops very early from the window we were calculating. Denny Hamlin coming down, the 11 car, one of our chasers.
We're going to have to see a lot of these guys get in here. They're going to have guys that are going to be way faster than them. Jamie?
Denny Hamlin said he has more confidence in his pit crew now than ever in his career before. He's had a couple of good stops already today. He said he's getting tight in the center where the rubber is not yet laid down. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for the 11 car, guys. And the 43 of Bobby Labonte in his pit box. His one and only top 10 came at this racetrack back in June. He's been happy with the car. 4 tires, fuel, small adjustment there on the 43. And he's down. Dave?
Jeff Gordon is on pit road. Bad loose off was his comment on that car. So they're going to make an air pressure adjustment for Jeff and a 4 tire change. Try to get this champion back in championship form. Jamie.
And Kurt Busch looking for the win here today. That's all he's going for. They're making a wedge adjustment, 4 tires and fuel for the 2 car. He's down and away. And Cliff Boyer in his pit box as well. He said he's just loose on that last pit stop. They made a wedge adjustment. He said, guys, I need to get back, take that wedge out, 4 tires and fuel. Shannon?
Yeah, Jamie, Dale Earnhardt Jr. took the lead on 89. No changes for this car right now. Very happy with the setup on this 88 car. 4 tires, as you see those guys on the left side. And for Carl Edwards, who's pitting right behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now, the car starts to go away a little bit on the run. They're going to make some changes to the chassis and an air pressure for Carl Edwards.
The 48 of Jimmy Johnson is in right now. This car was tight in the center of the corner, so you see the wrench being turned there. They'll make that chassis adjustment, air pressure as well for Jimmy. That last run, not their best run so far. A little skaty at the start of the run as well, so they're going to try to use that air pressure adjustment to help the beginning of the run on the 48 car.
car, Tony Stewart, they're being notified by NASCAR they were too fast on exit of pit road in the final segment. 50.3 miles an hour, and it is 45 miles an hour on pit road. And so Tony Stewart will have to come down, and we talked about the fact that you don't want to be caught speeding in the pits. Here he comes to serve that penalty, a pass through.
Yeah. You actually get 5 miles per hour over that 45, so he, by 0.3 of a mile an hour is what they got him for. That just shows you how close it is and how close these guys push it. Not something they could afford, because he was only probably 6 or 7 seconds in front of the leader there, and this is going to put Tony a lap down.
Has to serve the pass-through penalty. Now is able to get back in the throttle and try to get back on the racetrack. 16 car, Greg Biffle being shown as our leader. We talked about you cannot afford mistakes in the pits here today, particularly as hard as it is to get track position here.
Yeah, you see how his air hose hung on that splitter? Jackman got hung up too there behind the tire changer, but they recovered well. They made a decent pit stop here, as it turns out. And that's the key thing. They did make a mistake.
Thankfully, the tire changer had a helmet on, because he got popped in the top of the head by the guy carrying the jack. One of the reasons why they wear helmets over the wall.
He had about almost a 5-second lead before those pit stop exchanges started, and Biffle came out in front of him, so that did cost him quite a bit of time on the pit road right now.
Greg Biffle in the 16 car is the leader. There's the difference.
Biffle got on pit road just a little quicker than these guys too, a little earlier, so he had a couple of laps on fresh tires on this 88.
Over
overcast day in New Hampshire. Rain that started about 4 a.m. this morning moved out about 11:30 local time. The track was dry. The race started within 15 minutes of its scheduled time. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now back out in front at lap number 169 of 300. Junior had fallen back to second on the exchange of pit stops with Greg Biffle, but just a moment ago, Junior back around Biffle on the racetrack and reclaims the top spot. Now, while Junior's hanging out at the front, Jeff Gordon, one more time, has a little issue on pit road that has nothing to do with the performance of his crew.
Oh, yeah, makes one more pit stop right here. He comes in the pit spot, not really nothing wrong, slides in, gets stopped pretty good right there, but he has no idea that Robbie Gordon's coming in right now. Robbie stops short, and Jeff's got to get the tires changed on this 24 car, put it in reverse again, and back up. And when he does that, he lost another 5 positions, really killing that team.
All clear, all clear, all clear. Your fault. Just go do what you do. Go do what you do. You'll be fine. Clear all the way up. Clear all the way up.
So Steve Letarte there talking to Jeff Gordon about the situation on pit road. Jeff is back in 13th place. Now, we told you a minute ago, Tony Stewart had to come back down pit road for a speeding penalty on his green flag stop. That has put Tony 1 lap down. He came off the penalty in 30th place. He's picked up 1 spot since, so Stewart running in 29th. And key thing here is Stewart is the 4th car 1 lap down. He's got to pass 4 more guys to get in position to get the free pass and get back on the lead lap.
And he's a lot faster than those 4 guys in front of him right now, so the speed ought to be pretty good. He should get himself up there.
And it's the race for 3rd spot as Denny Hamlin tries to hold off Jimmy Johnson. While those guys fight it out, let's go back and just take the quick look of how Dale Jr. got back by Greg Biffle for the race lead.
Tell you what, Dale Earnhardt's got a great race car today. He's led 76 laps. He's strong. He gets to the inside, Rusty, doesn't give up the position, is able to keep that car down there. It doesn't push, and he goes right back around over Greg.
So 129 laps to go. It is Junior out in front. Right now, the first 4 positions held by drivers competing for this championship, Doc.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to hold off, actually going back around the 16, as you mentioned, of Greg Biffle. But the last time Biffle got past, he just moved right back in and repassed Jimmy Johnson. See if he can hang on. Jimmy Johnson in a battle of his own with Denny Hamlin. Let's check in the pits, Dave.
Jerry, keep in mind what we reported during Biffle's pit stop, that he has a braking issue. The pedal goes to about an inch from the floor, Greg reported, during that last run. So after Junior came storming back up to challenge Biffle, crew chief Greg Irwin just told him, save your stuff for right now. We got a long time till the end. And if you've got an issue like that, you want to make sure you've got some brakes you want to challenge at the end of this race.
You know, one thing that can happen right there is Greg's forced to get off the brakes, and he might actually run faster lap times by having to drive the car a little different. It looks like his car's pretty good. There goes Jimmy, back around the 11.
3rd position for Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin had come out in front of Jimmy Johnson on the exchange with the pit stops there. It made a good stop, and now Jimmy's gone back by him. We see Andy Greg Biffle battling Dale Earnhardt Jr. Yeah, it might have helped him a little bit to get behind someone and back off a little bit. I'm sure he had to use some brake right there getting down in the corner, but that's a difficult thing to do when that brake pedal's going to the floor. Man, it makes it hard to drive, especially here. You don't want that brake called pulsating, so you don't know how much you need to pump it up and how much you can push it down and how much they're going to react to the input that you give.
I don't know how many times I've seen that happen. You know, when you have a little problem with the brakes and you have to back the corner up, in other words, back off the front a little sooner, don't use as much brake, you actually will start running faster lap times and the car comes around for you. And it looks like that's what's happening with Greg. His car's kind of woke up.
Watch Dale Earnhardt Jr. out the window. Watch the signal in the car.
He said, okay, I've had enough.
See, yeah, Junior a little bit loose off of that corner, so he's actually maybe fighting his car a little bit right now and doesn't want to press the issue, so he lets Greg go on by, doesn't want to have that pressure on his bumper. Yeah, that's the kind of things that you do that win you championships.
Being very smart, knowing he had 124 laps to go before anybody was going to win this race.